The last strategy is interesting in that Michael Porter said it didn't exist. He said it's impossible to combine elements of a cost leadership strategy with elements of a differentiation strategy. Guess what? The business is proving him wrong. Companies do this all the time. And so the goal of an integrated cost leadership differentiation strategy is at the very same time that you're trying to take cost out, you're also finding ways to add value, typically consistent with your competitive advantage, in ways that don't add that much to the cost of manufacturing. When this is done well, it is a very strong position because you have elements of both strategies working for you. People prefer your products, and so you have that sense of loyalty. And at the same token, you have some cost advantages that allows you to underprice people. Other textbooks will sometimes call this a value strategy, and I like that because it generates a lot of value for the customer. We're providing desired features without raising the price. The risks of this is now you've got two things you have to get right. You have to run the differentiation side well. At the very same time, you're taking cost out in ways that are not apparent to the customer. The classic term for this, if you get it wrong, is called stuck in the middle. You mean nothing to nobody. Your products aren't compelling and your prices aren't attractive. And so that's a very difficult place to be. So as I was putting together my example of bikes, I got a shock. My bike is a Cannondale, my road bike. I have two bicycles. Yes, I have two bicycles, a mountain bike and a road bike. My road bike is a Cannondale CAD 8. Now, any of the bike snobs in the class would tell you that Cannondale is a good bike, but it's not an elite bike. The CAD 8 is its entry-level bike. This bike, if I were to try to buy it new today, would probably be the very bottom line one in the $700-800 strategy or $700-800 position. So it's still an expensive bicycle. What I learned is that Cannondale in 2008 was bought by a company called Durrell, who bought Pacific Cycle in 2004. So the parent corporation of Schwinn is also the parent corporation of Cannondale. And again, I'm going to try to do that dangerous show you the website thing. Here is the Cannondale website. And again, notice that it starts with that very bikey look, and it goes back to the beginning, 1974. So they're trying to appeal to riders. And Cannondale does have some high-end bicycles, but they also operate at a little bit cheaper price point than some. And so you see what Durrell's strategy is that through our superior production, we're going to be able to pull cost out while still allowing Cannondale to differentiate on various points. I don't know Durrell. Durrell is a privately held company, so I don't have any information on their profitability. I don't know if they're pulling it off well. But when pulled off well, this is a great strategy. It's also the hardest one to execute because you have to get two things exactly right. So let me wrap up the discussion of the business level strategies this way. Again, I'm fumbling with my computer. If you don't have a strategy, then you are just basically relying on the market and eating your share of the feed in the trough. When we talk about position, that's usually what we mean by that is, why do customers prefer your product? I've emphasized that often trade-offs are key in the value chain, both to run a successful differentiation strategy or a successful cost leadership strategy, which gets to what I think is a very important point. I do not like to view strategies as one or the other. Almost always, companies are trying to induce some sort of additional value for the customer, even if it's just convenience. They're also trying to pull out cost. Just because I produce a Gucci handbag doesn't mean I don't care about cost. And just because I'm shopping at Dollar General does not mean I want bad service. So companies are often trying to put varying levels of emphasis on these things, which is why I don't like to view cost leadership and differentiation as separate buckets per se, but rather poles on a continuum where companies are moving up and down that continuum, always trying to pick their point and get it right. Finally, there is no such thing usually as a magic position. Schwinn can be a very successful bicycle company at the same time that Specialized is being a very successful bicycle company. They just have to execute well. As I told you in the email, shock, the exam is still on for Monday. Here are some things that I recommend you do to prepare. The last element is very important. Watch the review video. I'll be making the review video after I get these uploaded to the web, so hopefully they'll be up there shortly thereafter. GloBus is a-coming, and I'll be giving you your registration codes on Monday, and then you'll need to be registering and beginning on your GloBus next week. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Actually, I hope you've watched these videos. They will certainly help you on the exam, and I'll see you Monday.